Hello, my name is Nadja Tao, and I have a dream blog at nadjatao.blogspot.com, and that's mainly what I do online. But I've been doing a video series of hypothetical questions or philosophical questions. Today's a philosophical question, um, and I'm playing a game also. Um, and This question is from conversationstartersworld.com. The question is the meaning of life the same for animals and people? And hit play here. The objective of this game is to find cats. Oop, there's one. That's so cute. Um, but yes, I think the meaning of life is exactly the same for people as it is for animals. Um, Feel the wind in your fur or your hair, fall in love and, reproduce maybe, um, eat the fruits of the earth, think thoughts, have friendships, have experiences, um, just enjoy walking or running or just enjoying being incarnated. I think that's the purpose of life. But there's something in people that makes us want to believe that our meaning and purpose is so much more grandiose than that. More grandiose than others in particular. Um, I don't think everyone's like this, but I think there's just something lurking in our genetics and our instincts. There's something lurking in humanity that says, yeah, what I'm doing is a lot more important than what they're doing. There's a lot more meaning in what I'm doing. There's a lot more value in what I am doing than what that squirrel is doing, or what that barista is doing. Um, How does this work? How does this game work? I can scroll. How high can I scroll? Okay, this is hard. This is a little different from the Halloween game I just played. It's by the same company. Looks like there are 150 cats in this game, and there were 100 in the other game. Gosh. Okay, I assume that's a hint button if I need it, and I might because the cats are hidden a little bit better than they were in the Halloween game. The drawings are a little bit more subtle, varied. Um, Yeah, this is a little bit sneaky in here. But yeah, I looked up the salary of the current CEO of Starbucks, and he made about $95 million last year or this year. I think it has to be last year if they have a specific number. But anyway, he made $95 million recently. And the average yearly salary for a barista is $35,000. So if you um, if you divide 95 million by 35,000, you get 2,700 about. So I'm here to argue that there's nothing you can do, nothing you can do that makes what you do 2,700 times more meaningful than what somebody else does. You could say that the money that is flowing implies that long term strategic business planning is 2,700 times more valuable than ringing somebody up in the cash register, getting them their coffee, handing it off to them, helping them to have a really nice morning. So the long-term strategic business planning it's 2,700 times more meaningful. I mean, you could say, "No, that drawing's a little unfair." That could be argued. I'm teetering on the edge of thinking this is like a bird or some other kind of animal. And this one too. It's not super clear if that's a cat. Yeah, I wondered if that thing over on top of the cat was another cat. But anyway, um, so you could argue that it's not the meaning that's 2,700 times higher in the CEO. They just bring in like 2,700 times more than what the barista does. I don't think you can prove that. I think that if you were to give like a business simulation and it was complex and it was realistic and it was an accurate gauge of whether or not you could go into the real world and um, with your decision making and your investment and your knowledge about real estate and all this stuff. I think if you gave a barista that test, and if you gave a CEO that test, and you told the barista making $35,000, hey, we'll give you $100,000 if you can figure out how to beat this CEO at this simulation. We'll give you $100,000 a year, way less than $95 million. I think there's a good chance that there's some barista, maybe several baristas, that would beat that CEO. Um, I think the CEO just got their foot in the door and they got lucky. And I'm not saying that the CEO isn't a smart person. I'm sure they're probably a very smart person. But again, are they 2,700 times smarter? And that translates into money or meaning? It should translate into meaning, in my opinion. I think the jobs that we do should be paid according to meaning, rather than money. I mean, they're totally different. Like, um, your job serving food to the homeless, that's a meaningful job. Being the CEO of Starbucks, that's not a meaningful job. I like Starbucks too, a lot. There's a Starbucks really close to my house, and I go there, I mean, maybe a couple times a month. Love Starbucks. But I feel like we're not really rewarding people according to um, the actual meaning or value of the things they do. Um, so it's like, well, you can do something, and just so long as it's not overtly criminal, um, you could just take it all. You can take all the money. You don't have to share it with anybody else. And I don't know. I'm starting to ramble on at this point, but yeah, I think that, and I'm going back to how I've been watching a lot of near-death experiences videos about on that topic, and I really don't know how much to trust these stories that people tell about what they experienced in the afterlife or when they died. But a lot of people report that you can feel what other people were feeling, experience what they were experiencing. And when they were doing a life review, it is a cat. Okay. And when they were doing a life review, they could experience what other people were experiencing, know what they felt, know what they thought, etc. So I'm just thinking, like, if we're in the afterlife and we're in a library of all the human experiences that have ever happened. Are we going to select the Elon Musk tape? I have nothing against Elon Musk. I think he's a very interesting person. Um, but are we going to select the Elon Musk tape and put it in and be like, oh, wow, those experiences were 2,700 times more than the experience that I experienced when I put in the homeless drug addict tape, the unhoused tape. It really was 2,000 times better, almost 3,000 times better. It was just that much more meaningful. I don't think that's going to happen. But we've kind of created this world. And I mean, with Elon Musk, they're thinking of offering him a $1 trillion package or something at Tesla. So it, and I know that engineers get paid more than baristas, but I'm thinking that the disparity between Elon Musk's income and his employees' income is probably even more than Starbucks. But anyway, I don't think we're going to go to the afterlife and think, wow, that one person's experiences were 2,000 times more meaningful than this other person's experiences. I just really doubt that. But I mean, we're creating a society where, yeah, we have just really lost a sense of how valuable everybody's experiences are and how, yeah, I this puzzle is huge. I can't finish this puzzle. Okay. I'm almost done with the topic. But yeah, those are my thoughts about uh whether or not the meaning of life is the same for animals as it is for people. I think we have exactly uh the same meaning of life as as the animals. I think the meaning of my life is the same as the meaning of life that was for the squirrels who got run over down the street in my neighborhood. Um, we're just supposed to run around experiencing this earth. And I don't know why people have done such strange things with the opportunities we've been given. Um, but no, I'm not saying anything new. I think a lot of people have kind of the same feelings about the inequality we're seeing. Um, yeah, I don't know what to tell you. I think there's one more point that I had, and then I will leave this puzzle unfinished. 41 out of 150. Geez. Yeah, so I understand paying people more money. Um, and I'm thinking of money as it's such an important way for us to achieve freedom and power. Um, we give people more freedom and more power, um, even though they're not necessarily doing worse jobs. Like I saw a job for wastewater plant worker for the city. I saw that maybe last month or 2 months ago, and the pay was in the neighborhood of $20 an hour. And it's like, well, Panda Express pays $17 an hour. And if you're a wastewater plant worker, you're going to have to work with dangerous chemicals. So we don't reward people based on doing more difficult, messy jobs, at least not where I live. I understand that might be different somewhere else. A lot of the time we would, um, I guess, assign more pay, uh, maybe more meaning to jobs which required more education. And that's kind of a gamble these days. I mean, I have a master's degree and I'm applying for food service jobs. Um, so it seems like we've just completely divorced money from uh, the level of um, meaningfulness in the day to day lives of people that these jobs have. Like the whole state. I mean, we depend on clean water to survive every single day. $20 an hour to give us purified water. But we're giving the Starbucks CEO $95 million. So, yeah, that's the end of my rant. I'm going to. That's not a cat. That's a cat. So I found 50. I'm just going to leave it here because I don't really have much more to say. My opinion on the topic, pretty straightforward. Um, yeah, so if you have any thoughts about what I've said, or if you have your answer to this question, um, please leave your answer in the comments. Again, the question is the meaning of life the same for animals and humans? All right. Thank you.